So how can we communicate more femininely? If you're looking for that answer, then stay tuned. Oh, I'm sturdy. Hold on. Okay, better. Hey girl, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Nicole. I make videos every week for plus size women who are finally ready to elevate their lives and break the cycle of all these terrible dating experiences and finally have a healthy relationship. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell because I don't want you to miss a thing. First, before you jump into this video, be sure to check out this video here if you missed it, where I give tips to how to be more feminine overall. You may think that being feminine is so important for dating experiences. Girl, I'm gonna tell you, once you get married, you have to continue that femininity. It doesn't stop. It needs to be who you are. More quiet and more gentle, a more nurturing energy. And it can be displayed in many ways, from how we carry ourselves to the way we sit, even the way we communicate. Tip number one is to be aware of your tone. So this goes to that old adage, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. And this could not be more true. Your tone of voice can impact the way what you say is received. And what's the point of saying things if it's not going to be received the way you intended to? Now, if you're thinking, okay, well, how do I know how it's received? You'll know because the person who you're talking to will have a reaction. And if they become defensive or closed off or get an attitude, then you know your tone of voice was a little off. So, for example, if I say, babe, can you give the baby a bath tonight? Or I could say, babe, can you give the baby a bath tonight? Those were literally the same exact words, but the tone was different. There was a comma, different comma placement, but anyway, the tone was different. Which leads me to my next point about a tender. Which leads me to my next point about a tender communication. Now remember, this doesn't mean you're gonna sound weak or dismissive or submissive. Actually, it's the complete opposite. It means you can effectively express your feelings in an assertive yet gentle way. Here's an example. If I told my husband, look, man, I'm tired of driving this same old car. I need a new car. Versus, you know, our car is kind of old and we have one child already. And as we looking to grow our family, I really want a car that's gonna be safe to transport our family from point A to point B. I'm not saying, girl, to be fake, because first of all, he'll pick up on it. But really, if you admire or love the guy you're talking to, then having a more gentle, more nurturing tone should come natural once you use intentionality. And listen, I'm gonna be honest, because sometimes your girl doesn't always speak gentle to my husband. And so even filming this video, I'm thinking, oh, there was a few things that I did this week that I could have done a little better. But girl, we're work in progress, right? I know I am, so I'm sure you're the same way. But it's okay. We're gonna work on these things and we're gonna be feminine, girl. We're gonna do this. So the next point is to limit vulgar language. And again, for the most part, I do limit my vulgar language, but so for the most part, I limit my vulgar language. Every once in a while, you know, a little wordy dirt might slip out. So I'm not holier than thou. But I do know that when you refrain from vulgarity, you do give yourself an air of a more feminine energy. Another component is not just to limit your profanity, but limit like over sexualized talk. Now, to your man, that's one thing, but to somebody who's still in the early stages of pursuing you, or somebody you're interested in, you know, kind of tone that down. First of all, if you are over sexualized, he may just go ahead and put you in that, you know, smash category. And girl, we trying to break free of the smash category. We really trying to have healthy relationships. So let's limit all of that sexual talk. Remember, I said femininity has a secretive allure to it. So if you put all your cards on the table about your last sexual escapade, and I mean, he may think that's interesting, but like I said, for the smash category, he's not going to be interested to hear that from someone he is wanting to bring home to mom one day. You have to really use discernment on when and where and, you know, which environment it is most appropriate to share different things. So having a feminine energy, you must also set boundaries for others and be able to say no. So, you know, there are creeps out here, and unfortunately a creep may see your feminine energy and he may think because of that you are a good target. So you always want to be on your P's and Q's when you're out. You don't want to be taken advantage of, and you don't want to be in any type of unsafe situation. Myself, I've come across a guy who, when you turn them down, they get a little aggressive and, you know, a little violent. So always be mindful of that situation. This can also go into your personal relationships, your friendships, or romantic relationships. If someone is abusive or aggressive, that's not the time to, you know, put on this femininity and gentleness. You definitely still want to watch yourself and set those boundaries. Remember, femininity is not this sweet naivety of this young girl. It is something that is intentional and exuded by a woman. So don't be fooled, don't be tricked, and don't be taken advantage of. This point is not to perpetuate this feminine woman to be a housewife with no education, who is unintelligent and has no real skills besides housemaking. Granted, I'm doing it part-time, so I know homemaking is a full-time job, but we don't want to perpetuate that stigma of, you know, the unintelligent, just well-kept. To read our books, watching documentaries, even here watching TED Talks on YouTube. So we increase our vocabulary, increase our communication, and so that when we do communicate, we are taken seriously. So while femininity is very important for dating and in a marriage, there are other things that we need to have in place as a foundation for dating before we even begin. And those things, and so I included those things in a checklist, and it is jam-packed with actual practical things under each section on how to improve in each area. So that checklist will be down in the description box below. Click on that link and I will email it to you right away. And I was thinking for my next video, maybe talking about communicating via text more feminine. So if that is something you're interested, give me a like so I know if I should record that video. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when my next video comes out. And while you wait for that video, be sure to check out these two videos right here. And as always, let's elevate our lives together. Later.